Well, breaking right now at noon, a state of emergency has been issued for Washington County as people are working to pick up after some strong storms left behind widespread damage. That state of emergency was issued by Judge Patrick Deakins, and that declaration allows the county to expedite the emergency response efforts and request additional help from the state and federal governments. Emergency management crews are conducting damage assessment, and they will continue to provide updates. Well, thank you for joining us for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Morgan Wrigley here with meteorologist Stephen Elmore. It has been a crazy past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a little bit quieter out there right now, which is good. A lot of people assessing some damage at their homes.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier this morning about what we needed after the storm, some sunshine, some calmer weather today so people can start that cleanup process. But a lot of damage out there, unfortunately, still to be cleaned up this afternoon. Let's take a look at radar right now. Again, you're starting to see some of that sunshine break out. This morning, we started off with a lot of that cloud coverage, still having some of those clouds hanging around parts of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley even going into this afternoon. But I think for the most part, later on this afternoon, expecting to see a lot more of that sunshine break out. Daytime highs, though, pretty close to where we're at right now. I think we only top out into those low to mid 70s for today. We get a little bit warmer going into tomorrow afternoon. Of course, the big story is all the damage across the area this morning. So let's break down a few different scenarios that happened yesterday. Now, we had some rotation tracking out of Stillwell, Oklahoma. Now, if you draw a circle around Stillwell and draw it directly across over to Elkins and Goshen, all of the damage would seem to line up. What I mean by that is that we could have had one of those long track tornadoes stretching from Stillwell, Oklahoma out towards Goshen, Arkansas. So again, the National Weather Service is sending out their survey teams, more than likely already out to these areas right now, and they'll conduct their own survey to see if that was one of those long track tornadoes, but definitely had some damage, a lot of damage in Lincoln and Greenland as well before wrapping up there in Goshen as well. Other areas across our viewing area had a lot of damage reports as well. Huntsville and Madison County stretching up to Carroll County as well. Farmington would be a part of that long track damage as well. And then you go to Gore and Shady Point, Oklahoma. That's where we had some of that damage out there as well. Did have some rotation tracking through those areas as well during yesterday's coverage. It's not only the storms that we have, but also a lot of rainfall as well. Generally across the area, right around 2 up to 3 inches of rainfall is what we got. But you work into eastern Oklahoma, parts of Fort Smith area, that's where we got anywhere from 3 up to 4 inches of rainfall. And that's what eventually led to some flooding in those areas as well. For the most part, though, over the next several days, going to be pretty quiet outside. Talking about a nice day for our Wednesday, for rain chances return by the time we get to our Thursday morning. Northwest Arkansas, the rest of the day today, more of the sunshine going to break out. Daytime highs right around where we are right now, only going to reach into those low 70s for us today. This evening going to be on the cooler side as well. Across the River Valley, starting to see more of that sunshine break out this afternoon. Daytime highs only going to reach up into those upper 70s. Now by tomorrow, we'll be in the upper 80s. We'll talk about it coming up.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, with that severe weather came power outages. Taking a look at the current outages we have this afternoon in Washington County, looks like over 5,000 people are without power. In Madison County, over 1,200 people, and those are just a few of the counties we're looking at right now. This afternoon, speaking of Washington County, people across the area are picking up after seeing storm damage. 5 News anchor Tiffany Lee has been out there all morning long. She's joining us live from Greenland now. Tiffany, what can you tell us from Greenland?
Hey Morgan, yeah, we have been driving around Greenland since about 4:30 this morning, and let me tell you, the things that we have seen are just amazing. You take a look at these trees right behind us, you can hear people working on kind of cutting up those trees right now just in the background, and it's just a small part of the damage that we've seen here in Greenland throughout the day. Now, here's a look at some of that damage that we saw earlier today on Main Avenue. Businesses without roofs, sheds collapsed, multiple linemen working on broken power lines, and a home with multiple trees on it. Just down the road, a residential area was hit. Now, this is a look at some of the damage on Brewer Court. Windows ripped from the frames, roofs caved in, and a trampoline from neighborhoods away. We had the chance to talk with Mindy Stroud, who won't be able to safely live in her home for months to come because of that damage. She says she's still shaken up, thinking of the moment that she's only seen in movies, but instead experienced that firsthand on Monday night.
I started hearing like a train roar, and I ran through the house to try to get to my son's bedroom. And when I got there, he was shutting his window because he could see trees just flying by. And then he jumped on the floor. I jumped on the floor. We just held on to each other for
such a scary situation. Mindy says that today she's just thankful that her and her family are okay. She says the Greenland community has been amazing. They've been checking on her. Just in the hour that we were out here talking with her, friends and family were pouring in, seeing ways that they could help her. Even insurance agents coming out to help, and friends sticking around until the house is boarded up so they can help move things out for the days to come. So it definitely is quite a sight here in Greenland. The community is coming together. Red Cross has already been out here. And so I think this is what's going to look like for the foreseeable future, people coming together and getting through this hard time. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. And another place we saw a lot of damage was in Lincoln. And 5 News reporter Rachel Williams is live there right now. She's going to show us what we're seeing there this afternoon. Rachel.
Hey Morgan, what we're seeing right now is a community coming together to help clean up here at DK Ranch. Now this property is right behind Lincoln High School and the damage here is pretty severe. As you can see behind me, there are multiple structures that are completely damaged. What you're looking at right now is a workshop that's full of equipment, vehicles, and tools. And then the owner of this vehicle actually brought his family here so they can shelter in place. They took shelter inside this small building and inside a bathroom, and there was a window that was busted. And they said that the tornado lasted less than a minute. I think the good news in all of this is that no one was injured and not even a scratch on anyone's body. I am hoping to talk to the owners here soon, but we'll have more on that this evening. But for now, I'm live in Lincoln covering news where you live. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Well, in Fort Smith, there were multiple water rescues due to flash flooding. This is video from Towson Avenue and from our 5 News storm chaser. That was one of 5 water rescues in the city on Monday. Officials are urging the public not to risk driving in flooded areas, especially if you see barricades. Now we're learning that the Podo Valley Improvement Authority is asking customers to conserve water. James Morrison with the PVIA says power has been out at a water treatment plant since Monday night. This comes as severe weather, of course, has impacted a large part of eastern Oklahoma, causing extensive damage. You can find any updates on this developing story on our website, 5newsonline.com, and also on your 5 News later tonight. And lots of you viewers have been sending in photos of the severe weather outbreak. You can take a look at some of these here. We've seen lots of flooding, lots of tree damage. And remember, you can send any photos to the number on your screen, 479-785-5000, down there at the bottom. Just include a message letting us know who took the photo and where it was taken. You can follow all of our coverage of this week's severe weather outbreak with our free 5 News app as well. You can download that on your app store for Apple and Android devices. Meanwhile, here's a look at video out of Blanco, Oklahoma. Severe storms and hail moved through parts of the state on Monday. Tornado was also confirmed in Pittsburgh County. CBS affiliate in Tulsa reports that damage assessments are going on in several counties there. And some eyewitness footage showed a tornado churning in the town of Arnett, Oklahoma on Sunday. More than 70 tornadoes, destructive hail, and powerful wind gusts caused damage across the middle of the country over the weekend. Further weather warnings are in place until late tonight. Meanwhile, Sheepdog Impact Assistance based here in Rogers planning to deploy teams to help with disaster response across the Midwest. One team will be leaving today for St. Louis, Missouri, which was hit by an EF3 tornado over the weekend. Another group will leave for Dodge County, Wisconsin. Sheepdog says you can give financial donations online to help them restock supplies as they help those people out.